Ask the first question. I got to lean in. Can you push this over, Julie?
Oh.
Sorry, this is a funny one.
No.
But the only thing is I can only think of my partner.
Oh.
And her most embarrassing moments.
Oh.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in public?
In public?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, my God.
I had one time where I didn't realize I had these jeans that I loved, and they had a rip in like the bottom near my butt.
Oh,
and
no.
I didn't realize that they had totally ripped. And I was at a store. I think I was like at a donut shop. It's a long story why I was there. And literally I was like, I felt like someone was staring at me. And then I remember getting in my car, and I think I went home and I took my pants off, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, it tore, like it was torn. I don't even know why. Like, I don't even know how I didn't know.
Oh no!
And then I have like embarrassing, humiliating.
Drafty,
I didn't want to know about an embarrassing moment.
Why? Okay, all right.
Yeah, because you have to go.
Okay, I'll go.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, I'm not going to say the most.
Okay,
embarrassing
that's fair.
thing because it's too. Ugh,
okay,
God,
that's fair.
It's combined with some other awful stuff.
Ugh.
But. Okay, so here's a great embarrassing moment I had.
Okay.
So imagine being in menopause, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Hot flashes, like incredible hot flashes. Right. And this was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years into menopause, and I was still having horrible hot flashes. Okay, so I'm giving a talk to the American Counselors Association. And they're like, I don't know, maybe 800 people in the audience or something. And there I am. Oh, God. This was so awful. So I'm giving a very serious talk about couples therapy and, how difficult it is and how you have to really, just really be strong in helping your clients and blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, in front of everybody, I have this enormous hot flash. And the thing that really kills me is the drips between your nose and your mouth. All the drips that kind of look like, you guessed it, snot. And so there's all this dripping and dripping dripping. And my beautiful, nice silk jacket starts to get sweat spots. Jesus Christ. And so I think, okay, my face is soaking wet. I'm dripping. I must look absolutely ridiculous. Thank God I had on waterproof makeup, which I started to wear back then. But the drips, oh God, they were just like pouring off me. And I felt so friggin' stupid. And I wasn't cool enough myself yet to just say, oops, it's one of those hot flashes. I didn't do that. So here's what I did instead. I made up a story. So I improvised right in the middle of the talk. And I said something like, okay, so I had this client who was really contemptuous and horrible and angry. And finally, when he finally walked out the door, I went, oh, phew, so glad he's gone. And I'm wiping my forehead.
That's really smart.
Phew, oh, God, oh. And I'm putting my hand all over my face and going, phew. And I'm wiping the sweat off as part of the story.
That's brilliant, though.
It was horrible.
That's brilliant.
Oh,
that's
God.
That's like
I was so
thinking on
scared.
top of, like, on your feet.
I'm good at thinking on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good
great.
at thinking on my feet. I'm not good at thinking when I'm standing on my head, but I'm good at thinking on my feet.
You said I wasn't cool enough to think that I could just say, I'm having a moment. I'm having a hot flash, or it's like so.
I could have said,
of course, But isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy though that like there's times in our lives where we go, I can't say that. I can't just say what's happening for me. You know what I mean?
I can't.
No one's going to relate. Exactly. I can't be relatable.
Oh,
right. Exactly.
How could I possibly be real?
I know.
It was early. It was
I
early
know.
in the early days of going public.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I always used to stay in the shadows, you know, and John was so good at giving talks and being funny and giving great stories and stuff. And I thought I was terrible at it. And so I stayed in the shadows, just stayed in the shadows. And finally, the wonderful partner we had in the Institute at the time, named Aitana Kunovsky, I'm calling you out. You were so fantastic. There you were. She inserted her foot in my back and pushed me out onto the stage and said, "You've got to talk. Come on, get out there." And so I was really terrible at first, but then I got better.
Yeah.
Except when I had menopause.
Right. Sure. But even then you were great. It's just you were dealing with the, you know, the
With
the
total
symptoms.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't we all need, that's great that you had a friend who was just like, come on,
Yeah.
you got to do it.
But you know, in those days, I mean, we're talking about, I don't know, the late 90s or
I know.
something. And people really, I don't know, women were really kind of self-conscious about talking about menopause.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about menopause.
Yeah.
Right?
People still
Except
don't talk
with their
about it.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better now.
It's better.
You know?
It's not great, but it's
not
better.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it isn't, huh?
No.
It's still not great?
No, it's still not great.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a part of life for
Right.
women. I mean, hopefully you live that long.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, man, this is just normal. Accept it, you public out there. So, yeah. That's interesting. I thought it had gotten a whole lot better.
No. No.
Really?
No.
No?
No.
Oh,
I'm
shoot.
postmenopausal already, and people, you know, well, I'll talk to friends about it, and we all say, we're like, well, because no one ever talks about it. So like, you'll have a symptom, you'll have like something weird happening, and you'll go, and a friend might say, well, you know, that's probably menopause or because you're post, whatever, symptom menopause, and then someone will go, yeah, I have that weird thing happening, and no one could figure out. I had this thing where, okay, like for instance, I had this thing where I had a, it almost felt like a frozen shoulder. It was the weirdest thing.
No, that's horrible.
But I had no reason why I would have it.
So
like
painful.
I wasn't doing anything
There is
to do
no
it.
reason for frozen shoulder.
Well, but then the thing is, I had it and then it went away. And I had a friend who had the same thing happen. And then I talked to someone else who was like, yeah, I have this thing. And I was like, my friend thinks it's actually menopause. And she talked to numerous friends that also had it or was having it.
Wow.
And they were also in menopause.
You're kidding.
So
okay, I vote menopause.
yeah,
That's what it
but
was.
I think a lot of, you know, I mean, you know, we all experience it differently, and
this is true.
so yeah. But anyways, that's another topic.
Another topic.
All right, so we do another question.
How do you express creativity in your everyday life?
You know, I consider myself a creative person, period. So
Right.
I don't necessarily do it every day in my life. Yeah, unless I'm maybe working or I am specifically creating something or I am a creator. Yeah, I think that's it. What about you? What in your everyday life?
Okay, so when I meet, you know, I'm a color fanatic. I'm extra sensitive to color. I used to paint portraits and stuff, and I love color, and I'm like hypersensitive to different values of color. And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll be sitting with somebody and talking to them, and while I'm doing it, I'm redesigning their wardrobe and their hairdo.
Whoa. Wow. Have you done that to me?
A little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
Bit. Yeah.
I want to know what that looks like.
Okay, I'll tell you what it looks like.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so your hair does not need to change because you have the most beautiful hair in the world. You
I don't
have
know
the
if
hair.
it's
Yes,
beautiful in
you
the world, but
do.
okay.
Yes, you do. Especially with the kind of auburn streaks in it.
Right.
And
The
stuff.
color. Right.
The color and
Right,
the
that's been put in there.
length and the waves and stuff. Oh, God, you have beautiful hair. Okay, now, clothing. I would clothe you in different colors.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So coral.
I know. Coral.
Yep. Coral. You know
Okay.
what color coral is?
Yeah, I know what color coral is.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'd put you in coral.
Okay.
And I'd put you in turquoise.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That would be so beautiful. And I might put you in emerald green.
Okay.
Emerald green would
Emerald
be
green would be,
fantastic.
that's a good color on me.
That would be great. And the styles would be flowing.
Flowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flowing.
Okay.
Like just really graceful flowing.
Okay.
Lots
Okay.
of
One day
graceful
I'm going to
flowing.
allow you.
I'm going to shop for you. Do you know that every single human being that I give presents to, I usually buy clothes for them?
Really?
And they usually like the clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that interesting?
All right, I'm open.
It's not really interesting.
I mean, that
It's
would
really
be a fun.
boring,
That would be a fun episode.
Yeah. Let's
Julie-
design each other.
Yeah, yes,
So,
that's what I was gonna say.
Okay. So how would you redesign me, my darling?
I don't know.
You better be my friend here.
Oh yeah, I am your friend. What do you
Okay, good.
mean? Like
Okay.
say nice things?
No, don't say nice
What do you
things.
mean? Like
Just
be your friend?
Don't put me in pale pink.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I mean,
Okay.
this color is really pretty on you.
This color I love.
I think
This
we've
is
talked about
teal.
this.
Yeah.
We're just gonna sit around and compliment each other.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what I would. I
It's
like what
okay.
you have on.
I know yeah.
Perfect.
No. Hardly.
No.
No.
But I've seen a lot of your like sweaters and things like that are really pretty.
Yeah. I'm good with color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more like I'd have to go try this on. That's what I would be like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I used to do that. You know, I used to have like this not weird. I used to have a business. It was called, what was it called?
True confession.
It was called, God, I can't remember what it's called. It was a really good name.
Dress Your Friend.
No, but I would I loved styling men. Ready?
Yes,
This is what
I'm
my
ready.
business was called.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Image Evolution. I just remembered what it was called. Isn't that amazing?
That's so oh my God.
Dorky. But also at the same time, it was called
it's
Image Evolution.
Image Evolution.
Yes, and I remember
that's
the
fantastic.
the business cards I had. It was
That's
like a
so
man and a
great.
woman.
Yeah.
Like lines. You know, just what is that called?
Outlines,
Outlines.
silhouettes.
Thank you. Silhouettes of a
Yeah.
man and a woman.
Yeah.
and it said Image Evolution.
Wow,
and I think I
love
actually
that.
made them so they had like the what is it called?
Perforated.
Perforated. You had to rip off the business card part. Like I did.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
too
yeah,
cheap
yeah,
to have
yeah,
them
yeah.
printed.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Right. Yeah,
I just
the little
you could
strips
yeah,
at
it
the
was just
bottom,
like
and you
and
rip
just
them
rip
off, and it's a phone
and it was
number.
no, it wasn't that. It was an
No?
actual business card.
Oh, a
but you
business
just
card.
made them at home.
Oh.
You could just copy a bunch, and then
Okay.
you just rip your business card out of the perforated piece of paper. Anyways, here's the
Image
main thing that
evolution.
I learned about men. They always wear clothes that are too big for them.
They do?
Yeah, they always do. And so because they think it makes them look bigger. Like especially if they're a smaller man.
Okay.
But the thing is you need to shop have it fit because that actually makes you look bigger.
What a concept.
I know. We've had to dress my dad. We've had to help him. Yeah. My mom has good fashion sense. But yeah, my dad. And he's always just like, well, whatever you tell me to wear. So he'll just do it.
That's
Yeah.
what John has learned
Yeah.
over the years.
Just listen to us.
Yeah,
Just listen
that's
to the
right.
women in your life.
Listen to the
Yeah.
women.
Hey, Julie and Ellen. My question is, how do you define happiness and what brings you the most joy? Well, my answer is kisses from my daughter Jade and my dogs after a long, hard day.
Ooh, man, is that a nice question? Okay, so how do I define happiness? I equate it to bubbles inside me.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So when I'm
very
really,
visual.
when I'm really happy, these bubbles start kind of in my solar plexus, and they kind of rise up and they fill me, and I'm so full of bubbles that I'm just going to float up into the air like a balloon. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So that is at least how I experience happiness, and I think a lot of people experience it in different ways, but that's how I experience it. Okay. And mind you, I need to say this, that when people say, I just want to be happy, well, nobody's happy all the time, ever, ever, ever. So I feel really lucky if I'm happy maybe once a day. That's pretty good. So that's that.
What brings you the most joy?
Oh, what brings you the most joy? Wow. Well, one of my most joyous moments in the whole universe was taking a group of women to base camp when I was almost 50 for my 50th birthday. And then at base camp, I decided, no, I want to go a little higher. So we went another 1,000 feet up. Well, no, not we. There were like 3 of us who went another 1,000 feet up to 18.6. And oh my God, was I joyous. I was so friggin' joyous. I think I was probably high on shortage of oxygen, of course. So combined with the bubbles, I just rose to the summit.
That would have been easier.
Oh my
Just
God.
float up to the summit.
So much easier,
Right.
with a nice oxygen tank or something, but I didn't have any oxygen. It was complete, utter joy. So happy to have made it up there. That was a goal that I worked towards for like a year and a half.
Wow.
Training up and down the stairs, up and down, up and down. So it was really, really a great moment. Okay, I got to reverse the question for you, my friend.
Okay.
How do you define happiness and your joyous moments?
I think it's easier for me to go like when something's not stressful or if I don't have anxiety, then I feel happy.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. I know. Well, I don't.
That's terrible.
Well, I mean.
Oh, geez. Really? So
but
you
I
must
don't
be stressed and anxious all the time.
No, but that's the thing. I
What?
think that I'm not.
Okay.
I can, depending on what the circumstance may be. I think for the most part, I'm happy. My partner and I talk about this a lot. Like she'll go, "Are you happy?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm happy." You know, like I can look around and go, we have a place to live. We have, food. We have our families. They're all healthy, knock on wood.
Yep.
We have a new puppy. Really grateful, like gratitude, I guess, too. Just
that's
happiness.
cool.
So
That's cool. Yeah.
What's brought me the most joy? What brings me the most joy? I think when things feel good, when things feel, I guess, in place, it kind of is in alignment with happiness. I'm thinking like, are there specific moments in my life that have brought me the most joy, have brought me a lot of joy? Sure. Accomplishments in my work, as an actor, moments where I feel that I've connected with someone that brings me joy.
Yeah.
So
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think if I had ever had a child, that would have been would have brought me. I would have said.
You do have a child.
Yeah, I do have a puppy.
Clara the puppy.
Clara the Doodle. Yeah, she does bring me. She brings us a lot of joy. So she's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Little
Yeah. So
puppy.
that's
That's really cool.
that's the question.